Many Americans are using this time at home to experiment in the kitchen, and some may need a little help following the recipe. So Cody is joined by a Michelin-starred chef who has the latest on this year's cooking trend.
Oh, yeah, we got Chef Curtis Stone joining us right now. Chef, I requested that you dial down the handsome 30%. Apparently you failed.
How are you?
Good to see you, man. Okay, so we've been stuck inside of our houses during this pandemic. A lot of us are trying new recipes and stuff. Is this the trend that you're seeing?
It is. Well, listen, Bosch just did a survey, and the two nuggets that I took out of that I think are super cool. The first one is 80% of Americans are trying new recipes.
Oh,
well, I mean, that's fabulous, right? The more we try new things, the better off we'll all be as cooks, of course. And 60% of us are looking to upgrade our kitchen in some way. Again, wonderful, wonderful idea. We spend so much time in our kitchen. I always refer to it as the heart of the home, because it really is. You know, when you think about it, if the heartbeat's beating nice and strong, the whole family's doing really well. And those beautiful conversations around the dinner table and all that stuff works. So there's a lot of new technology that's come into the appliances that we can now access, and I'll show you just a couple of them. I'm making a macaroni and cheese, right? And that sparks up every little and girls it gets their eyes a little brighter, doesn't it? So I'm doing a mac and cheese, but this one's a bit different. It's actually a baked mac and cheese or a broiled mac and cheese. I've got some cauliflower and some broccoli here that I pre-blanched. I'm going to dump that on in. Now, I'm cooking on my induction top. Now, you can see here I'm cooking at a really high temperature.
Yeah.
I've got it preset to 9. I did use a thing called the power move, right? Here's what it does. I can push it to the middle. That just turned it down to a 5. If I want to turn it down even further, I push it all the way to that back burner. It's now on a 1.5.
Oh.
So talk about intuition, right? Because that's how you want to cook. You want it to sort of cook along with you. And now we have those tools available to us, which are really cool.
That is amazing, because you're right, because you're frying up stuff. Sometimes it's the edge that you need to be hotter than the middle and stuff like that. You blew my mind, man.
Super cool, isn't it? Now, I just put a little crumb on. It's just some olive oil, some breadcrumbs, a little Parmesan cheese, some fresh thyme. And now I take that, I stick it under my broiler for 90 seconds. It's literally that quick. And look at how beautiful and toasty it comes up. Or just crumb on top, but underneath is still going to be perfectly soft and luscious and that delicious creaminess. So, I mean, you know, when you have success with the recipe, with equipment, with the ingredients that you're purchasing, and let's not forget, the ingredients we purchase, they're not cheap. That costs real money. You know, you don't want to waste it. You want to make sure that every cooking experience is a win, and you only get that when you've got the right stuff.
That looks amazing. In Australia, is mac and cheese a thing, or did you learn that in America?
I learned it when I got here, and I fell in love pretty quickly. You know, it's one of those, it's like someone coming and giving you a big hug, a good macaroni and cheese. And I think once you get a good recipe and you turn it into one of your family staples. You know, I read something kind of recently that the average home's repertoire of recipes was like 7 or 8. It wasn't a huge repertoire of recipes. So if we're only going to do that on the regular, we should make them really, really good, right? You know, they should be dishes that we all crave and talk about and remember. You know, I remember the things that my grannies and my mum used to make, and now I'm able to do that stuff for my kids, which is pretty awesome.
That is awesome. Thanks for joining us today, my friend. I appreciate it. That looks delicious. If I could crawl through the Zoom, I would, and I would get my Mac on.
Thanks, mate. Nice to see you. By the way, if you want the recipe, you just go to bosch-home.com/US.
All right. Appreciate that, man. All right, Courtney, back to you.
Excellent. Thanks, Code.